Okay, guess who's back? Guess who's back? Hikaru's back. And 3081, that's because he won last game. Real quick look at it. He just won the exchange resignation with 5-second difference on the game clock and shot clock. No, that's basketball. 5-second difference. And this one, he's white and seems to be up a pawn, right? No, it's equal. Equal material, but this is attacked. Now needs to retreat the bishop. Gonna lose this pawn. So does Nuki have a chance here? He has a chance on the position, but okay, this bishop is still quite bad. And taking this could be dangerous if white can improve the knight. Needs to improve his knight. I thought he would try and put her on f5, but didn't do it. Now it's all about the time. Oh, we didn't want to lose the knight. Tricky knight. Now black actually has time. He has time issues, but should be easier without the knight to make up ground. And Nuki is also a very fast player. We'll see. Some back and forth. I have a feeling Nuki might win this one. Because it's easier for him to pre-move. Or is it? He's about 6/10 of a second behind. It has increased now. Very efficient pre-moves by Nakamura. And okay, he had some lag. And he won with about 2 seconds to spare. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's the thing. Even if you get a winning position, there's a Naka factor. You have to finish the game, and he didn't manage to do it. So King's Indian. And we're following Nakamura this time, so we see it from his side every time. So pawn to f4. This diagonal here is weakened, but it's not a big deal. Also equal. I think white's doing fine with the e4 square right now. Bishop f6. This bishop comes to h4 probably at some point, trying to exchange the black squared bishops. White blocks that with h4. White is better here, because black doesn't really have any play. It's only playing the b file, but it's easy to cover. Put the bishop on c3. There's no more play. So now Nakamura needs to count on his clock. He needs to count on the clock. This h5 pawn is falling. The h5 pawn is falling. h5, h6 is coming. Trying to get some counterplay, win some time, but Nuki is up to the task. Takes with the rook. Okay, he had to give up a little bit there. Either the c4 pawn or the b2 pawn. Here's the counterplay. Bishop takes c4. Look out. Rook takes a2. A pawn counterplay. Rook takes and pawn a3. Oh my god. He did it. Oh wow. From a completely hopeless position, he came back. 3083. Unbelievable. So now this is, well, close to zillion more or less. A solid setup for black here. Sort of like the English opening that people play with white. I tend to play like this. Not with pawn a4, that's a different kind of plan. Okay, a4 and b4, that's actually interesting. And he's ahead on the clock, is that true? 5 seconds? That must mean he has surprised him a little bit. Surprised Nakamura. Eric Hansen is saying in the chat, Caruana and Naka not comparable in bullet. I like black here, I think so. f5, here comes the counterplay. Black has won the exchange. And he's leading on the clock, so will he finally draw blood? Will he finally draw blood against Nakamura? It's desperation mode at this time, it seems. So nicely played game, actually. If Nakamura wins this one, that's just unbelievable. Yeah, he can't at this point. I'll tell you, it would be impossible for me to be more surprised if he manages to do something here. There's going to be mate threats on the back rank coming up. Rook f4. Yeah, 92 trying to block the mate. But now he can at some point take on e2 and simplify. That's what he does. But now he's behind on the clock. He wants to get this pawn, get the draw, get this pawn. I get the pawn. So okay, he's gonna concede a draw. So that's the worst they can do to him. A draw. And he lost. He had 3 wins, so 3083. So he lost 7 points on the draw. So look at that. Look at that. King's Indian. Nuki actually playing quite well. But this is brutal. You win 3 games and you draw 1, 3.5 half. And overall this is -4. It's amazing. Okay. This time around it looks much better for black. Nice knight on c5 and black has on play h5, h4, typical minority attack. Weakening the king side. You often see this. A little more often on the queen side, but okay, it's applicable on both sides of the board. Bishop to e8, pawn to a3. And it's pretty brutal that yeah, 1 draw wipes out actually 7 wins. So if they play 8 games and Nuki manages only a draw, he's gonna sustain his rating. Which is unbelievable. But that's the downside of having a huge rating. So up a pawn here and too much time, so Nuki doesn't want to fight. Nakamura with white. Again we see the system, bishop takes on f3, knight to d7, and pawn to d4. Blundered the pawn here. Didn't he? Wait, what? Oh, he blundered horribly. He should have taken on c1. But then maybe the rook can come to c7, so maybe this was... Yeah, but seems like he should have been able to block him off, maybe go knight c5 or something. Okay, now we have the Leningrad Dutch. Into a3. Probably a slightly trickier opening to play and pull it. Because you react a little more to what he's doing. Bishop e6. With king h8 we can drop this bishop to g8 if it's attacked on g5. For the typical attacking maneuver in the Leningrad. He might play g5 soon. g5, queen h5. Aggressive. Bishop h5. Okay, he was threatening g4. It's not as powerful now. Oh, no. Oh, he just blundered. Oh, he's human. He's human. He blundered the whole piece there. That's rare to see. Now the queen's in trouble and he resigns. Oh my god. So looks like Nakamura just woke up and he needs his Red Bull. So yeah. So, okay, but we had another record, 3083, and we have that on record, which is nice. But now he's 20 points off that mark, and it will be hard to recover that. And here I actually think black is doing quite okay. So we'll see. White needs the rook on the f-file. So I think Nuki is playing quite well. Maybe g5 to block it up. Maybe. Oh, Moslip. Now it's over. That was an expensive Moslip. Pawn g7 if he goes to the king somewhere. So, yeah. So I actually have to go now, but if they keep going for a while, we'll come back to this and see if Nakamura is closing in on any records. So until then, I'll see you. Fresh meat, another fresh meat, another King's Indian International Master Chipmunk now. If he exists, I mean there are not that many International Masters from Vietnam, but this could be a fake flag, you know, quote unquote fake flag. So Nakamura, I like saying Nakamura, like my Scottish friend. Like my Scottish friend Mikey, he says Nakamura. So knight fork on d3, this game's over. He's gonna win the exchange. And very important to win the exchange for, okay, he wants to go knight f2. Win it there. Bishop e5, checkmate, he can't defend it, oh my goodness. You saw this pattern quicker than anyone else, of course. Everybody was focused on material there, but he realized that the king side was weak with h3, g3, and he took over the black squares. And the mate was unavoidable on diagonal. So here, basically the King's Indian attack more or less, but okay, it's more of a close Sicilian when black goes c5. Yeah, white. Okay, usually that doesn't happen, but he might think about playing bishop b2 at some point and doubling on the a file. It's quite unusual in close Sicilian. Rook a5. White doesn't mind losing the pawn on e5 because black has to give up the black squared bishop. Plus this just loses a piece, so that was a huge blunder. I mean the move before, he could have played bishop takes e5, but... No, he played queen c7, okay, I'm wrong. Rook a5 was a nice move because bishop takes e5, rook takes e5 wins the piece. But either way, losing the bishop there, white could have taken on h6, which was a pawn that was hanging. And black is weakening his position a bit too much, so... We have the Collie system for white here against the King's Indian. And 3093, I guess this is mission 3100. He challenged me, but I checked it out. I'm watching two games here. I'm watching Arsenal Hull in the FA Cup and Dortmund Bayern in the German Cup, so my connection not so good right now. Plus, I'm expecting pizza any minute. And, yeah, I was just watching Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. So a lot of football watching today, but also been following the bullet scene here on chess.com, which has been very, very busy, especially with Nakamura. So once again, he has a good King's Indian possession. Yeah, I mean, come on, dominating knight on e5. He hung this pawn, but he gets b2 here instead. So, just a great structure for black, it seems. You post the queen up on h3, then you can't really more than queen h3, already threatens rook takes d2. I thought he would play queen h3, threatening rook takes d2, queen takes. Okay then, and queen takes f4 covers h2. Queen here, can take here and cover this, which I thought was threatening, but obviously Naka knows better, and big pressure now. Oh, I mean, white can't cope with this. Plus he's down like a million. Oh, loses the queen. Nice tactic. Queen d1. He spotted that immediately. So 3-0 and 3094. So we need 6 more games to reach 3100. Unbelievable. Yeah, the highest I've seen. I mean, people that play regularly, GMs and IMs, highest I've seen is 2700. Very rarely 2800. And this is so ridiculous because one slip up he loses 15 points. Earlier today he played somebody and yeah, drew one game that cost him 7 points. So he won 4, drew 1, and that cost him rating. So 4.5 out of 5. He lost rating, you know. And with these odds he's gaining still and closing in on 3100. So here he's up the exchange. Black has some pawns for it. 1 pawn, 1 for 6. So yeah, 1 pawn. King f2 was nice, just covering out the f3 pawn, not allowing any trickiness. There's the queen and the bishop. Seems like exchanges are coming. Rook takes f8, queen takes e3 now, yeah, too much material. And rook h8 is threatened again, what to do, f6. Queen c4, trying to go into a new square, g8. Queen f4, okay, just going for the endgame now, completely over. Double connected pass pawns. Can't deal with it, so 3095. This system again. He plays this in bullet, yeah. This goes g6, d6, put the bishop on d7, bishop h3. You know, against white fianchetto. And then he tries to attack. This is pure bullet play. I mean, I don't think he would do that in a regular game. And obviously he's not repeating moves here, even though white offered that. So what's going on now? Black is a bit behind the development here. Can't castle so easily. I mean, he can't castle king set, but he wants to keep some attacking options alive. Put the bishop on c6 maybe. Queen will come to b7, pressure on the diagonal. Diagonal pressure. Queen to a diagonal. Interposing. Okay, now we have to go for some endgames. So rook d8. King will go to c7. Seems like a safe structure for black. I mean, he's playing against this knight on b3, the pawns. More importantly, he just won the pawn on e5, so yeah, now we'll take an f1 regular structure, take on b2, up 2 pawns, better structure. Better structure. Still hyper. Yeah. And 12 seconds, so this is against Nakamura. That's resignable. But he's playing on. And now I'll resign because he lost the rook. Meanwhile, another King's Fianchetto, King's Indian attack type of position. Oh boy. His opponent is rated exactly 600 points below him. So I think this is the last game that he can play against him where he gains 1 point for winning. After this game, it's 0. I think it's 1 point for this game. People were arguing it in the chat the other day. Then it was exactly 600 and I think he got 1 point. So we'll see after this game. So 3096. Actually behind now. I misread the clock, so it's up 3 seconds and okay, my trade was equal. White maybe slightly better. It's a better bishop, you know, a more active rook because you can penetrate here. And I'll capture a pawn, so. Okay, the question is if king f8, yeah, can't even trap the rook, so it's just the last position. But he's keeping up on the clock a little bit, but f4 is an annoying move here. It's almost made. King comes off. Bishop f5, king h3, g4. That's the threat. No, g4, rook h6, man. Come on. That's why king g2, good move. I missed that mating pattern. So now, did he get a point? No, he didn't. 0 points. Ay, 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 ay. $3,096. A new record. Maybe good they stop because I think my pizza is coming any minute now. Yeah, that's the pizza. Gotta go.